Because what I found too that I thought was just horrendous was women that were being told, well, you might not want to have sex with him again, but you really should. So try it every 2 weeks. They would come and see me. They were having sex every 2 weeks. I'm like, what's happening in your body?
Well,
Talk about betraying yourself.
yes, there's actually been a lot of research done on the experiences that those who consent against their body, meaning like you're saying, okay, yes, I'm doing
Yes,
this, but your body is screaming no, that they actually
yes,
experience the same symptoms as those who experience rape. That they are
absolutely.
at that point a sexual assault survivor.
Okay,
Um,
we need to talk about this. So for my book, I'm going to pick your brains about that research. It's
I'm
important.
just very I remember when I first heard that,
Yeah,
I literally was on a podcast or something before I went looking into it more. Literally was out loud, was like, yes, yes, that is
of course.
exactly. I've been assaulted outside of my marriage. And so that feeling I recognize. And it was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what this feels like. But so many times we have a hard time connecting. This is my body's experiencing, hard time naming that because well, I agreed to it. Like I consented, but our bodies didn't. And it's a self-betrayal at that point. Absolutely.
For good reason. We understand it. There's no judgment in this.
At all.
But that's what I would would find is that then it would get really complex because um, people would start to feel into the body, the women, and then they would be really torn because the couple therapist would be encouraging, not even encouraging, but telling them they should stay, basically. Um, and I want to say too, I worked with the guys as well. Like I loved working with those guys. I did groups for guys with sex addiction.
Mm.
I love them. I still am connected to some of them because they were wonderful, wonderful human beings. So I didn't have a judgment about it. I had feelings about what happened to folks. But it's not like those guys were having a great time either. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no.
Which I think really speaks to you as not just a therapist, but again, as your character, that a lot of times there's so much judgment and disdain of those who
Yeah,
do these things that it's like, you're a narcissist, you are evil. And when we
yes,
can really go into it, like, there's safety that they can then experience from you when there's a, hey, I get it. Sure, there's a lot of
yeah,
damage that you did in these acts
yeah,
to yourself and to
yeah,
others,
yeah.
but I get what your
We can
body is screaming for.
understand how that pattern was laid down. So, in an abusive pattern, and similarly in some ways the pattern of the women in the group that I was working with, or subsequently the women that I was seeing, where they would get into these relationships that were so emotionally and physically and sexually abusive, and they would be compulsive.